In a small, sleepy town, excitement was a rare commodity. Life was simple, predictable, and mundane. That is, until a new film appeared on the local streaming platform, Cine Action. The title, O Preço da Sedução, promised an enthralling experience, drawing viewers into a world of suspense and allure. The best part? It was available for free. Lena, a young woman with a penchant for thrillers, stumbled upon the film late one night. The cover image showed a beautiful woman with piercing eyes, her expression a mix of fear and seduction. Intrigued, Lena decided to watch it. She settled into her couch, dimmed the lights, and pressed play. The film began innocuously enough, with a handsome stranger arriving in a picturesque village. The villagers were enchanted by his charm and good looks, but there was something unsettling about his presence. As the plot unfolded, it became clear that his seduction was a trap, ensnaring those who fell for him in a web of darkness and despair. Lena was captivated. The cinematography was stunning, the acting superb. But as the film progressed, she started to feel uneasy. The scenes were becoming increasingly disturbing, filled with eerie symbols and unsettling whispers that seemed to resonate in her own living room. When the protagonist, a young woman named Clara, succumbed to the stranger's allure, Lena felt a chill run down her spine. Clara's descent into madness was portrayed with such realism that Lena could almost feel her fear. The whispers grew louder, and Lena's heart raced. She was tempted to turn it off, but she couldn't look away. The climax of the film was a nightmarish sequence where Clara was drawn into an ancient ritual. The whispers had now become voices, chanting in a language Lena couldn't understand. Clara's eyes, once full of life, were now vacant, as if her soul had been stolen. The screen went black, and the credits rolled. Lena sat in stunned silence, the remnants of the film lingering in her mind. She tried to shake off the feeling of dread that had settled over her, convincing herself it was just a movie. She switched off the TV and went to bed, hoping to forget the unsettling experience. But that night, Lena's dreams were filled with the same whispers and haunting images from the film. She woke up in a cold sweat, heart pounding. The whispers were still there, echoing in her mind. She glanced at the clock, 3:33 a.m. The witching hour. The following days were a blur of paranoia and fear. Lena couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Shadows seemed to move on their own, and the whispers followed her wherever she went. She confided in her best friend, Sarah, who suggested she see a therapist. But Lena was too afraid to admit that a mere film had shaken her so deeply. One evening, Sarah decided to watch the film herself, convinced that Lena was overreacting. She invited Lena over, hoping to show her that it was all in her head. Reluctantly, Lena agreed, desperate for some semblance of normalcy. As they watched, Sarah's initial skepticism turned into fascination, then horror. The film seemed different this time, more personal. The whispers were louder, the shadows darker. By the time it ended, Sarah was as unnerved as Lena had been. "There's something wrong with that film," Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. "It's like it's alive." Lena nodded, tears in her eyes. "I don't know what to do. I can't escape it." Desperate for answers, they searched online for any information about the film. They found a forum where others had shared similar experiences. One post, in particular, stood out: "The film is cursed. Those who watch it are marked by the spirits it conjures. There's only one way to break the curse: you must destroy the original copy. The girls were determined to find the source. They tracked down the creator of the film, an elusive director named Victor Ray. He lived in a remote cabin, far from the prying eyes of the world. Lena and Sarah set out on a journey to confront him, hoping to end their torment. The cabin was an ominous structure, hidden deep within a dense forest. As they approached, they could hear the same whispers from the film. Their fear was palpable, but they pushed forward, desperate for a resolution. Victor Ray was an enigmatic figure, his appearance as unsettling as the film he created. He welcomed them in with a knowing smile. "I've been expecting you," he said, his voice echoing with an unnatural resonance. Lena and Sarah explained their plight, pleading with him to help them. Victor listened, his expression unreadable. Finally, he spoke. "The film is indeed cursed, a creation of dark magic. It feeds on the fears and desires of those who watch it. To break the curse, you must face your deepest fear." He handed them a small, ornate box. "Inside is the key to your freedom. But be warned, the price of seduction is steep." With trembling hands, Lena opened the box. Inside was a mirror. As she gazed into it, she saw her own reflection, twisted and distorted by her deepest fears. The whispers grew louder, enveloping her in a cacophony of terror. Sarah grabbed the mirror, determined to help her friend. She faced her own fears, the images reflecting her worst nightmares. Together, they confronted the darkness within, refusing to succumb to the seduction of fear. The whispers reached a crescendo, then abruptly stopped. The mirror shattered, and with it, the curse was broken. The girls collapsed, exhausted but relieved. They thanked Victor, who merely nodded, his enigmatic smile never wavering. Lena and Sarah returned home, the weight of their ordeal slowly lifting. The whispers were gone, the shadows no longer menacing. They had faced their fears and emerged stronger. Preço da Sedução was removed from cine action, its dark power finally extinguished. The town returned to its peaceful existence, unaware of the terror that had lurked within the film. Lena and Sarah's bond grew stronger, forged in the fires of their shared ordeal. They knew that true courage was not the absence of fear, but the strength to face it. And somewhere, in the shadows, Victor Ray watched, his enigmatic smile ever present, waiting for the next soul to succumb to the price of seduction.